Hey guys, Pascual here, and in this video I'm going to show you guys exactly how I made my first 2.5k using AI just last week. I'm going to be showing you all the steps I did, all the tools and platforms I used, and on top of that I'm also going to show you some sources and some ideas that I got along the way. So let's get into it. To get started, I'm going to be showing you guys this platform called ICPLs, which will be our lead source, and then I'm going to play around with Google Sheet, which is the platform that we are going to be using to kind of store all the leads and it will act as the database here. I'm also going to be using a platform called Email Finder. This is an email enrichment and verification tool. And also for the workflow, we are going to be using N8N. So if you guys are not familiar with N8N, N8N is a no-code platform used to connect tools, apps, and basically anything that is online and can receive and send requests. Starting with ICPLs here, just go to your search engine and search ICPLs and create an account and you will be introduced to this. And then you can come here, lead database, and here you can choose anything. So just for demonstration purposes, let's go with US and let's put CEOs in US that are in the real estate industry. So real estate. And then let's just search people, and you can also count the results for free. So here we can export. Let me just play around and put, let's say 50 only. No, 50 is too much actually. Let me just do 10. This is just for demonstration purposes because I already have these leads. And then after you get this, you can simply download and you will have a CSV file here. Once you get the CSV file, you can simply come here to file in your Google Sheet and then import, upload the CSV file that you just had there. So it will look something like this. As you can see, we have the companies, but we do not have the full name, the email, or the LinkedIn of the decision maker. So for this, we are going to be using this tool called Email Finder. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I actually created a small workflow here in N8N. So let me just reload this. The main purpose of this flow is to find the decision maker. So it will get a LinkedIn profile, the full name, and also the email. And then it will update the sheet with that information. So let me just break down each node in this workflow. So for the first node here, we have an edit fields node. Here is basically where you set variable and you attach a value to that variable. And I do this because like this is something that we can just change all the time. So instead of changing many things in the workflow, you simply change the sheet URL and it will connect directly to the sheet you are working with. And then we have this get row node here that pulls the leads from the sheet. And then I'm here I'm using a filter for the domain because domain is what we are using to get the company. So if I just come here to the Email Finder node, so we are making a post request to Email Finder to find the decision maker, and we are sending the domain as the main parameter here, as you can see. So that's why I have this filter here to make sure we have domains. As you can see, it's not empty. And then after that, we are just going to call the same sheet and then update the row. So we are using the domain to match the same row, and then we're updating with all the information that we get. Like I said, full name, email, and LinkedIn. So let me just quickly run this and show you guys exactly what the output looks like in our sheet. So as you can see here, we have the full name, the email, and the LinkedIn URL, right? I'm going to run this for every single lead in that sheet and show you guys the result. So after running for all the leads in the sheet, you end up with something like this. As you can see, like we have the full name, people, the emails, and the LinkedIn URLs. And of course, we cannot find the email of everyone, which is why you can see like some rows here are blank, but that's not an issue. So after finding the emails and making sure we have the right decision maker, we are going to go ahead and create another workflow, which is called the format company name workflow. Because if you didn't notice, for example, here we have this company called the Brickstone Companies, private company. As you can see, if you want to outreach to this company and in the email you mention this company name, it will be a bit weird, and of course they'll say it's AI. Same thing here, you can see it's all in caps and it has LLC at the end. So we're going to create a workflow that eliminates this. Let me just run this and show you guys how it actually looks. You can see the same pattern here. In the beginning we have the edit field node that sets the sheet URL, and then we get the leads from the sheet, and then we have a filter here because like I said earlier, some leads do not have emails, and so here we are filtering only for the leads that have emails to make sure we are only processing the right ones. And you can see like out of the 5,000 rows that we have in the sheet, only 966 passed the filter, so only 966 have email. And then we are using this format node to format the company name, like I said. And if you just go back to the sheet, as you can see here, the Brickstone private company, whatever that we had here earlier, is clean and in a more natural way. So after running this workflow to format the company names for all the leads that we have in the sheet, we'll end up with a sheet that has clean company names that we can use. And after that, we are going to be creating the personalized outreach, meaning we are going to be researching them, find out exactly what they do, where they are, so that we can use those elements in our email. And for that, I have this workflow here. So by now you're already familiar with the structure here that we have beginning of each node, right? Just to set the field of the sheet URL and then get the leads. So as filter here, I'm using the domain as well, the domain and email to make sure they're not empty. And then after that, we are researching the company, right? So to research the company, we are using an app called Exa.ai. So if you just go to Exa.ai, it's a very good platform and you can basically search anything in the web for free. So their API is pretty user friendly and you can just go there and create an account and sign up and then get an API key. Let me actually just run this to show you guys how the pitch looks like. After running the workflow to make the pitch on the first row in our email, here's the pitch. Being in touch with the Brickstone companies, they have developed and managed over 10 million square feet across several asset classes along the East Coast. Given your firm is active in real estate, thought there will be a so you can see like this is very strong to send as a personalized line in an email. I mean, I'm just showing the process for one row here or for one lead only, but as you can see, once you have the workflow done, you can simply just go on and on with the other leads in the sheet, right? So it will be creating pitches for every single one of them. And then once that's done, you can simply come here, download the CSV file. So come to file, download, and then come to CSV. Okay, so up until now, you have the leads, you have their emails, and you have a personalized email, or at least a personalized portion of the email that you can use, right? And you have all that in a CSV file. Now we are going to be using Instantly, which is a platform for cold outreach. In here we buy email accounts and then use these email accounts to target companies in a more scalable way. You can just go to instantly.ai, create an account and get a plan. So this is what you have. Let me just go ahead and create a new campaign here in my workflow in Instantly. So I'm going to hit create new account, cold outreach campaign, and then in leads, come here on top in leads, and I'm just going to upload the CSV file that I got earlier. And you can see here, you can map the fields to make sure Instantly has the right information. So company name, and then you can see the email is already marked as email. And then for pitch, you can put custom variable. You'll be able to use the same word, which is pitch, in curly brackets to use in the emails as variable. Okay, after that, just hit upload and you will have all the leads in your Instantly campaign. And then just come here to editor, which is where we are going to be writing the email copies. So if I just put curly bracket, pitch, which is the custom variable that we have, and I hit view, and as you can see, being in touch with the Brickstone companies, they have developed and managed over 10 million square feet across several asset classes along the East Coast. Given your firm is active in real estate, thought they could be a fit, right? As you can see, that's pretty solid, like we saw in the sheet. So here I'm going to say, hey, first name, pitch, and then worth a chat this week. Okay, let me actually do later this week. Thanks, Pascual. And this is just a demo, right? I'm just showing you guys exactly how I did. And then you can also go ahead and add variants here. So you can A/B test emails. And then you can also add another step. So meaning after the first email is sent, you can wait a few days and then send another email. And then after all this is done, you can just come here to settings, see which email accounts you'll be using. For example, let's just use this one and then hit launch. So after that, you just have to wait for the replies and make sure to reply within the first 5 minutes that you get the message. This way the lead is warm and you actually reply when there's interest, so the chances of you getting a call with them is actually higher. So that's was it for me today, guys. Make sure to subscribe and like this video because I'm going to be making a lot more content. So make sure to stay tuned and see you on the next one.